Okay, it's taking some time to set up YouTube Live. Okay, I'm taking some. I okay. Um, just muted the live in case there's a feedback. But welcome to the No Technical Steering Committee. Um, before we start, does anybody have any announcements? Okay, looks like we don't. We can continue to the agenda. So the first thing on the list is uh, let me see. Well, there's a reminder of nominate people for contributor spotlight. If you haven't done that, consider doing that. And the first non-reminder is issue 60302. Change the stability of async customization hooks to experimental. Uh, I think I can explain. So the async loader customization hook, the not dash dash experimental loader because that flag is deprecated, but the module the register API has been marked as release candidate for I guess more than a year, for quite some time. And then it has been having a bunch of quirks, so to speak. Like there are some threading issues because the asynchronous hooks are run on a different thread, and you need to be careful about it, so otherwise it can deadlock. Um, and there's a lot of overhead from having to communicate with a different thread. And there are also a bunch of quirks from the common JS support in the async customization hooks. When you import a graph that contains common JS, the require in that common JS module, in any common JS module in that kind of uh, from ESM graph, will have special behaviors, like require that cache and require that a bunch of things would not be like in normal CommonJS. Um, and what gets passed through the hooks will be unexpected, like the export conditions will not actually be required, will be module, so will be import, so it can load the wrong module if it's loading a dual module, um, and a bunch of quirks like that. So Flana, I don't know how to pronounce the actual name, but I'll just pronounce the ID, user ID, is proposing to mark it as uh experimental back again, or like demote it from release candidate, to avoid people, to prevent people from having the misunderstanding that this is ready to use, even though it's kind of not. It's kind of there are still a bunch of bugs that need to be fixed before it can be um actually ready. So yeah, I think that's the entire background. And I think only Jeffrey was trying to say that, so the current idea is to demote it to 1.1 active development. And Jeffrey is proposing to add a 1.9 pending removal. There's another kind of like a thread of opinion that it should just be removed because it's kind of quirky. So, but it wasn't a blocking request. Uh, so yeah. I think the current status is just deciding between whether we are demoting it to just active development or demoting it to a new stability index that will be pending removal or maybe something else. But yeah.
But it doesn't look to me like there's actually any disagreement here on the current state of the PR.
Yeah, that was not a hard block, and it was added by Matteo. Can you explain?
Yep.
Uh,
Well, the fundamental reason is it's a critical feature of the project, and I felt, I don't know, the TSC should be in the loop that existed. So it's more of this is something that we should, everybody of us kind of have an opinion and chime in, and so on. So that's my point. It was more of visibility and for having it talked in this meeting so people could, uh, so this information could be distributed essentially. In case of removal, are we removing, is the plan to remove it in 26?
well, I guess that will be an answer that can only be provided by people who actually think that it should be removed, who are probably not in this meeting.
Oh, okay, fantastic. Sorry, but the new thing that you were working on, Joy, is it already shipped in 24, 24, 25?
It's shipped in 24. I think the last known bug that I know of, which is more like an interop bug between it and the asynchronous hooks, like when you have both in your thread, that could have some weird interaction. The last bug was already fixed, but I'm not sure whether it's in 24 yet. But I think with that bug fixed, I'm already starting to migrate the test runner mocking, like module mock, which was before using module register to module dot register hooks. It was pretty trivial. It's like very straightforward. You just, make your
Yeah.
function, remove the async from your function because it's not really async anyway. And then you just use it and you can remove all the worker thread communication stuff because that's not necessary anymore. It's also simplified things a bit. I think it's probably ready to be a replacement of asynchronous hooks now. Except if you actually need to do async stuff, you can, well, spawn your own worker, which is not that hard actually.
Yeah, it's fine. Look, I think it's too early to remove, but apart from that, it's okay. Cool. We should, probably circulate this over on the internet once that is ready, and we are planning to remove this. So um,
I
maybe,
would,
Think it's
uh,
important that we communicate somewhere somehow that we intend to remove it in 26?
I would try to be somewhat conservative and try to find the most popular packages that are using this and then try to get them to migrate first before we and get them battle tested for a while in these packages before we say, oh, we already have a bunch of popular packages that are already doing this, already migrated, and it's proved that the new thing is better and less bug prone, and you should do too. So that's why we're deprecating. We're like marking it as legacy instead of just removing it immediately. But you can just send the word first that some people are already using it in a battle tested way. You should do too, because there are many like nicer things about it. That's well, basically, essentially less quirky. Um, yeah, that like I would be more comfortable with that plan, because for example, I know that TSX, Yarn, and Import in the Middle are already using the async hooks, and wouldn't be very comfortable to just like kind of just say we're banning this to them without I could and some people that I am getting help with can um look into kind of convincing them to migrate first, um just to get more assurance from battle testing. um yeah, I guess unless anybody is suggesting that we should remove it outright, which I guess like remove it immediately, which I guess is not really something to be discussed in this meeting. We can move on to the next and leave the removal question to an issue or in the PR.
Does this PR still need to stay on the agenda for the next meeting, or should we take the label off?
I think we should remove the tag. It's just an FYI. It has achieved the FYI. Okay. Next one is add colorize, which I guess in Singutel is it's a fairly old issue. It's 43523. So it's, I guess, a interface that looks somewhat similar to Chalk that allows you to colorize your text with the color codes. And it was opened by Ruben in 2022 and was recently. Wait, this was already on the agenda before?
Yes, we talked about this in the last meeting.
Okay.
And however, let me see what we said.
I think there was confusion as so there's some suggestion that we already have is it StarText, util StarText or something. So a lot of people just saying, is that not this? And it wasn't clear to the people on the call because Ruben wasn't on the call, so it was unclear as to whether this was actually still needed or if it was a different shaped API or something. And then I guess there was some other comments about. I think there's another parallel not quite related thing about structured logging and whether that would influence maybe the API design or whatever. But I think there was just we did discuss it, but it was mainly people asking questions and then everyone shrugging and not knowing the answers. So I think the plan was to wait for Ruben to either be on the call or to respond into the questions in the PR.
Okay, I left a question in the progress about whether this is still needed on the TSC agenda. So I guess if we don't manage to get Ruben in the call, we can, wait for an answer in the podcast. Guess we can kind of skip because Ruben is not here. And the next issue is an admin issue of transferring Datadog Orchestrium JS into the organization.
This was approved in the last meeting, can be removed from the agenda, but we need to get it done. Let me take it an action, sorry, of doing it.
Okay, I'll remove it from the agenda. Speaking of admin, I think I have an FYI. I think there is a proposal to create a dev container team. Because I was trying to revive the dev container repository, trying not to run the linter locally, basically, because I was spooked by the supply chain attack. So I think it's already been a week since I opened the issue. Paste the link to the chat. Just an FYI, because I guess there's no objection. So if you're interested, feel free to, I guess, move yourself into the thing. But I'll probably create that thing later today. The next one would be web infra access to search console. I'm not sure the background of
Can be
this.
removed. I didn't remove it last time.
Okay. The rest would be reoccurring TSC issues. Are we supposed to keep them on the agenda or the first one would be update charter with communication responsibilities. I thought the idea was wait until Daphne and James are both in
Yeah,
the
meeting of the 5th of November. Next meeting, we're going to talk about those. Hooray!
The other one is self-serve model. I'm not sure why this is still on the agenda. Kind of already forgot, but
See,
I think it to be treated the same way as that one.
Oh, okay. So we'll do that in the next meeting. And the other one is the CI situation. What should we, is there any update on this? I guess we just had a bunch of discussions in the meeting around JSConf, the one where people were at JSConf last time. And we took some notes of moving this forward. Maybe we should change the meeting issue to the one that we were talking about drafting the scope of work. Is that like I don't know where that issue is now, but that's my opinion. It seems somewhat um confusing to continue marking that issue where we have a more actionable issue instead now, which is 1629. This one. I guess we should mark this as TSC agenda issue instead. Okay, if there are no
That sounds reasonable to me, to have something on the agenda that's more actionable than the top level generic one.
just no, this is bad. Uh,
Well, while we're here, I would like to publicly thank you for like the work you put into it. It's better than it was about a week ago. So yeah,
like
thanks.
ultimate whack-a-mole.
I
You
know.
smash a few down and they appear in a few weeks. But yeah, thank you. And yeah, I think one thing that I noticed that is that I've been splitting a lot of tests in order to try to, do something about them. Well, the first thing is like sometimes when you need to mark a test as flaky, but you realize there are like tons of test cases that are independent that are squeezed into one file that are there that you probably should then mark them as flaky before splitting them because you don't want to mark innocent tests and mask regressions, which happened with I think it's FS Watch, one of the FS Watch tests. Um, and I suppose maybe we should try harder in telling people not to squeeze tests into one file because when you need to mark them as flaky, you need to split them again. Or this act alone can cause tests to time out because you do too many things in one test. Um, we already have this line in the writing test guide about if you're adding tests, uh, like you're strongly recommended to adding to a new file instead of appending it to an existing file. I guess we weren't doing it hard enough, or like making suggestions hard enough in code reviews. So I guess this is a kind of a PSA. Please, if when you're doing reviews and you see people appending a test case to a file instead of adding a new file, when they can totally do that instead, try to tell them to just add it to a new file, not appending it to a existing file, because that can kind of contribute to the flaky situation of if you have a timeout, that can be caused by it. Or if you have a timeout, there's no way to know which one is timing out. Or if it crash, there's no way to know which one is crashing because there's like, for example, 100 test cases in one file, and you'll not be able to know which one is causing the crash because there, in some machines, there's no information about the crash. So that's one observation that I've made. And I guess that's it the uh for the public no for the issues. Next one would be strategic initiatives. I'll need to open the link to the strategic. I guess we'll go over it real quick. I guess James is not here, right? This is too early. So we can skip quick. And then Chenjong is working on Shadowrun. Is Chenjong here? Okay, no. And then startup snapshot. Well, I guess I can probably consider removing this from strategic initiative. This is mostly done for the purpose of the core. The API can be marked as stable. The individual built-in support it will probably be a never-ending open work for snapshots. But that's probably less so strategic anymore because it's mostly stable. It's been used for many years. Okay, mark it as I'll remove that from strategic initiatives. The next one is VA concurrency. Michael is not here. Anyone else know of the VA concurrency status?
I think the V8 14.2 PR is ready for reviews. I think it has got a passing CI now, but I mean that'll be for the next Enver major of Node, not any of the ones we're working on. But I guess it'll be better to land rather than not land. So that is that's that PR. So I guess for awareness, look at it, review. It's one of those things where once you get we're passing CI, it's a big momentous occasion for a VIA update.
Okay. Well, now I realize I haven't been typing notes. Sorry about that. It's difficult to remember to do all this. I will add that into the note. I'll add the link to the notes. Thank you. And the next one is single executable applications. No. The next one is next time. But the other Michael is not here. Anyone else has update about next 10?
I have no idea, to be honest. Marco.
So we had some issues with the working group because we were not able to meet for the past month. The attendance has been very low, so I was the only one attending. So that's why.
Okay, I guess we'll need to have a different discussions about the future of NextGen, I guess. Now that Michael is gone. But I do hope that you'll continue because the survey, for example, you'll be probably sad to not be able to do any surveys. But okay, I guess we can see what we can do to try to get more volunteers.
Yeah, and we could not even present the results from this year's survey, the 2025. We have the data, but I was not able to attend JSConf, and so unless we get some more people to participate in the meetings, I don't see next 10 going forward.
Would a social media post work? Or some kind of recruiting announcement in the Slack channel work?
Can we ask maybe Natalia if she wants to take charge of this, of the survey, of everything?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is, I'm, might be something. She has been involved in some past time. Anyway, this is my thinking loud. So cool. I think it's gone. Well,
there are still three strategic initiatives. There's single executable applications. Do you have any update, Dashin?
No updates.
I noticed that there are some issues on the checker about crashes, which I guess like kind of like happen from time to time, but in recent weeks they seem to be more often with certain updates. I'm not sure whether there's something corrupted. There's not something being corrupted in the toolchain or not, but that might be worth looking into. And the next one will be performance. Is Rafael here? No. Anyone else have any information about the performance initiative? Okay. The next one will be primordials. I guess Benjamin is not here. I guess anyone else has updates on that? I'm wondering whether this should still be on the strategic initiatives. Because I'm not sure is there any ongoing work on this? But I will ask. I guess that's it. Anything else people want to discuss? If not, we can end the live stream.
bye.
Thank you for whoever is watching. Thank you for watching.